Alright, because my response is going to be a little too long for Twitter to handle, I'm going to do it this way. Nothing fancy, just showing what I'm responding to, and something I have written out, which would probably be a 30 plus tweet chain, and I really don't think people want to read that on my Twitter. So here we go. The definition of normal is to conform to a standard way of doing things. Yes, this is true. And unfortunately for you, a minor attracted person is not a standard, typical, or expected way of doing things. So you blow yourself out of the water at the very beginning. To use the argument that anything anyone does can be pointed out as abnormal, and thus being pigeonholed as different, is a disingenuous argument at best, and you flagrantly trying to paint everyone with the same broad brush at worst. That is not the case here. The reason that a pedophile, see minor attracted person from now on, does not grace the same behavioral norms is because the society in which this philia is now harbored. Society as a whole, in first world countries, have readily agreed that pedophilia is worse than even murder, so far as the dregs of our society hate pedophiles. I mean, try and figure out why pedophiles are not put in general pop. Oh, that's general population for you. Your very first sentence debunks your entire argument, but I'll push on because you need to see what I'm saying in full before I get to your later idiotic statements. In this case, hear what I have to say. Pedophilia is a philia, which is denoting a fondness, especially an abnormal love for a specified thing. Pedo, which means of a child or relating to children. So, child attraction or fondness, love, sexual attraction, etc. This is outside the norm of our society. Thus, why, since the cause of pedophilia has something to do with the change in behavior during puberty that turns it into a fetish, yes, like all fetishes, is more of a stunting of the growth in said sexual development. No one needs to preach a belief for the pedophiles to be shunned by society, because society already sees them as abnormal and part of a deviant mental grouping. Since children, and we are talking about children since we are talking about pedophiles, cannot consent or understand the ramifications of their actions on their body or their psyche. They cannot consent and thus cannot willingly participate in a relationship that pedophiles want. When this act of non-consent is broken, well, they are handled as any other criminal and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And lest us not forget that most cases of pedophilia are not from strangers. In fact, they are from family members that abuse their power and authority over the child, abuse that trust to get what they want. I am assuming CSA stands for child sexual assault, since a quick Google search for just the term CSA came up with everything but something to do with child rape. Thank God, the FBI doesn't need to actually be looking on my computer that hard. Non-MAPs, see no map, are not the ones who cause most of these cases. Trying to combine your own perversions with that of normalcy once again is disingenuous. It is not swept under the rug when there are high-profile cases shown on media all the time. Mainstream media, not just YouTube, not just Twitter, but actual television. This means you either don't know what swept under the rug means, or you are flat out trying to lie. Your wordplay here is pretty childish, no pun intended, trying to confuse pedophile and minor attracted person, because you see them as two different things. This doesn't mean they are, because a person inherently attracted to a minor is a pedophile, as I have stated above using the root definition of both prefix and suffix of the word. But I'll play your game with you. Not all pedophiles will offend. I am sure there are plenty of pedophiles that know their attraction is wrong and do what they can to avoid it. Chemically castrating themselves, therapy, avoiding places children congregate regularly. So no, the statistics are not 100%. But then again, neither are the statistics of murder to that of sociopaths. So this little exercise is pointless. If someone says they won't assault children, they will. No, even with my logic, this is not what I said. We are not talking about everyone now, are we? Nice try, though. In your mind, everyone assaults children. How dumb can you possibly be? You are under the assumption that everyone is attracted to minors and children. The sad fact, for you, for others it's more of a welcomed fact, is that the high majority of people are not attracted to minors. Minors in this instant see children 13 and below as defined by preference between the different types of minor philias, because there are 3 different types. Claiming that if someone denies something, that it automatically makes it true is asinine. And I'll prove it! I am not, and never have been, rich, famous, and looking like Brad Pitt. Don't be an idiot. You combine general rape and child rape and use the power dynamic of a rape attack to justify your cause. Sadly, in child rape cases, as I've stated before, are done by people they trust, an adult close to them or an authority figure, not a random stranger. Stranger danger was proven wrong early in the 90s. Normal adult rape cases, yes, it is about power, not attraction. But I'll let you keep pushing that because of how dumb the rest of your statements have been. Honestly, I cannot for the life of me understand how you can actually walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. But there is a reprieve for you, JohnnyCorrect. Well, Johnny, not really correct, just trying to use big words to seem correct. Correct. You seem so adamant about your beliefs, and how maps and no maps are just really misunderstood people. So I'll give you a chance. I'll be hosting my normal Sunday show, The Last Vox, this Sunday at 4 p.m. PST. If you want, and that's if you want, and have the actual stones to stand up for the beliefs you have vomited all over my Twitter, you are more than welcome to come on and we can discuss this. If not, well, guess we'll just say I'm part of the norm here, and I'm just trying to oppress you. Let me know, Johnny. DMs are open, or just respond to my Twitter. Either way, ball is in your court.